So I went to court this past week for some kind of pied up charges against me. In the courtroom, the lawyer lied to me. We went and spoke in the side room. I said, hey man, is all that evidence is some police reports with actually redacted statements, as well as only some police body cam? Is that the only evidence? Oh, by the way, I have a video of the man attacking me, who I guess is the person who I'm supposed to stay away from, because I don't know who he is. And who also is Ryan Gordon, because he sent my case manager an email threatening basically me through her. But who's Ryan Gordon? Because the stay away order is for Stephen McKeever in the pie shop. Is Stephen McKeever's real name Ryan Gordon? Or is the real owner of the pie shop Ryan Gordon? Or is this just a bunch of made up shit by this fake ass attorney Catacarlos or Catarlicos or whatever the fuck his name is? Because I really think he's actually an other lawyer, but these lawyers have fun fucking with people with fake lawyer names. So he wouldn't even tell me if all they had was police body cam and said, I'll meet you later. We can schedule another time to meet. I'm like, whatever, man. Fuck you. I'm not giving you the foot. Then he's like, give me the footage you have and we'll talk again. I was like, I'm not giving you anything, dickhead. Let's go back in there. Oh, no, because, I was like, whatever, man. So also in this current case against me, which is nothing's going to happen, they've used two different addresses. One was 1312 Valley Place, which is not where I live. One was some P.O. box in Hyattsville, so I've never given the police either of those two addresses, but it's on two of my pieces of paperwork. And then, in addition to that, I had to take drug screenings, you know, when you pee in a cup. But for some reason, they're saying I peed negative, even though everybody in the fucking world who's telepathic or even involved with anything at DC or anything worldwide knows that I smoke as much fucking weed as possible every fucking day. If I was able, I would fucking smoke weed constantly. It's called medication. It's not called partying, you dumbass idiots. But for some reason, the police reported I had a negative drug test, even though I know I peed with weed in it. And I have a medical card, so what the fuck's going on? And then when I go to verify my address with the front desk or whatever, they fucking give me the fucking runaround, and some guys call me making insults at me when I go to take piss tests. I mean, I didn't realize that the Crips and Bloods ran the courthouse and the police station, which I hope you all know it's a Hollywood construct created by the quote-unquote the man. The man created the Crips and Bloods to run the red, white, and blue. You get it? And so all you dickbags now that jumped in on that BRICS thing with the fake accents of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, I see you all the time here, and I'm exposing you telepathically to the people of DC, as well as speaking about telepathy and exposing you out loud. I guess that's why you send grandfathers to fuck with me that are left over from the crack epidemic, and fat women with knives who think I won't do nothing to them. I always do run away, though, because like Bob Marley said, he who fights and run away, live to fight another day. Because guess what? I would have been stabbed or something or beat the fuck down a lot, including a couple days ago when a man and his young son, as he calls him, or really his hoe, his man hoe, you know, like a 25, 30-year-old man, reporting to like a 60 or 70-year-old man. They're both about 4.5 feet tall, and weigh about 100 pounds. Well, they're going to kick the shit out of me, maybe. But I really wanted to get my art supplies that were on the bus, so I said, please don't beat me up. And then I got my art stuff and got off the bus. And then I destroyed a bunch of shit in public and nothing happened because guess what? The police aren't pigs in Washington, D.C. You see, the KKK basically runs the police in most places around the United States, especially down south still in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Alabama. I know what you're thinking. How could it be so? Well, it was about to change. Dr. King realized they were doing the same thing to poor whites in Chicago that they're doing to poor blacks down south. And then Malcolm X went over to Africa and realized they're doing it to the poor people over there as well. And Muhammad Ali basically introduced Malcolm X and Dr. King. And then the government assassinated Dr. King and Malcolm X. And did you know what Muhammad Ali changed his name from Cassius Clay when the Vietnam conflict started? He's like, fuck you, I'm not going to your war. He said, why am I going to travel 10,000 miles to kill a man when I can't even fucking eat at the same lunch counter as the people who are hiring me to go murder people for no reason in Vietnam? So he didn't join the war. And in fact, think about his name, Cassius Clay. You say it like that, it doesn't sound so bad. But if you say it like this, cash is clay. Cash is clay. When they gave people 40 acres and a mule, they mostly gave people all the clay land. They also gave it to where they controlled the water flow. So one irrigation tract could control 1,000 farms, and that's how they took all the people's land back, was just lying and saying it was a drought when they were just cutting off the water. And if the big men got upset, guess what they did to offset that after Emancipation Proclamation? They opened Angola prison. So any uppity men, well, they just sent them to Angola prison. And they used Heinz sauces while they're in there. The mayonnaise, the ketchup, the mustard. So if you think about what goes into medications that make you poop or turd, if you must turd, you give them some mustard. If you need them to catch up on work, you make sure they get plenty of ketchup in their sandwiches. And mayonnaise, may I see, what the fuck is mayonnaise? It sounds like a lot of like butter glaze. So the fact that Heinz was founded at the same time Angola was founded, kind of fucked up and weird. And what I just said is all actually basically exactly fucking true. Now I know what you're thinking. You better shut up and don't say nothing, or the Freemasons and the Daughters of the Eastern Star will get you. Well, guess what? You see all those churches and synagogues and mosques and temples that no one's going to, basically, worldwide, and they all shut down? Well, the organizers of those institutions are the Freemasons and the Daughters of the Eastern Star. So with this whole new red, white, and blue, and black and the BRICS thing, they're trying to offset the fact that their whole plan failed. And if I'm the keystone piece, that man named Nathaniel, who they're going to do all this to, which has been planned before I was born, well, they forgot about one fucking thing: hardcore punk rock skinheads. And guess what? One punk, well, if you're one punk, they can get you if you're alone in the prison or whatever. Well, if you're a punk. But lots of punks, you can't do it. Or a grown punk, you can't do it. So these recent incarcerations and psych ward things don't faze me. And you have to spell punks with an X. You know why? Because Tim Timebomb says it in the fucking Transplant song when he says P-U-N-X tattooed on my fucking knuckles. So that's why. And all you ass idiots who are even arguing whether it can be spelled with an X or a KS are just dumb as shit. Then again, most punk rockers today aren't really punk rockers, especially if you're in Washington, D.C. Let me correct what I said. Most punk rockers today are punks, punk rockers, except when you get to Washington, D.C. And D.C. is the mindfuck capital, and they're trying to figure out some new way. They are. Who's they? Well, we're figuring that out here in Washington, D.C. as well. It's who it is. The government, basically, or the people of D.C., or the secret government, or those Shakespeare Folgers thespians. You see, George Clooney said they're the fourth branch of the government. Judiciary, legislative, executive, and thespian. Now, don't worry about it. I'm not calling you a gay or a lesbian. I'm just calling you a thespian. It's asexual. Anyways, fuck you all, and I hope if any of you are involved in that shit that you lose your salaries and you die a slow death, or, well, that'd be lame, a quick death. There's a song about that too. It's called Quick Death. Anyways, I'm going to go get my cannabis now, smoke a lot of it, and go pee for the judge next week. And who gives a fuck? Because I have a medical card. And all you people who are against drugs and drug addicts, and you say I'm a drug addict, you're a dumb motherfucker. Flower power. Flower power is what the fight's been about since the 60s, when they started to vilify it and make chemicals and pills seem like a better alternative. So at the same time that Dr. Robert DuPont was behind the scenes creating the Just Say No to Drugs campaign in the 1980s for the Ronald Reagan administration of the presidency, Dr. Robert DuPont was behind the scenes creating all kinds of fucked up drugs to put in people and variations of them. And they tested these drugs on people during World War I and World War II and in other swell places like South Africa and, Israel. And let's just go there, Cuba, and also, what's that big island next to Africa? Madagascar. So you have to really look at what the fuck the government's doing, the United States of America, and then you have to decide whose team are you on, the United States of America or the freedom fighters who are taking over the planet and basically run the military worldwide already. We just don't tell the generals what to do. But if we're the ones who are doing everything and we're just sitting there staring at generals going, fuck you, then it's their time is over and our time is now. Anyways, it's time for me to go. Have a blessed day. Submit to God in any way you can. I read lots and lots of books, but my invitation to the family of God was through Jesus. So I keep my shit Jesus all solid, and then I keep my shit solid like that up into the heavens. These people down here, mostly a bunch of fucking jerks in Washington, D.C. I've been a few other places. People are a little different there. But the thing is that these folks from Washington, D.C. train here, and then they go everywhere else to do the evil. So if you see weird, fucked up evil in your community that's organized and they pretend like it's mafia, it's not. It's a bunch of actors who hire dirty fucking lowlifes who they let out of the prison system to do murdering before they put them back in. Oh, the other people who do the murdering, especially in D.C., are just basically dirty police and dirty military. Adios. Some people think it's okay to steal logos or steal other people's art and then use it as their products. Like the Waffle House shit. That's stolen art. Waffle House paid an artist, that's their logo, but she's selling Waffle House. Who else do you know who does that to anybody you know? And fuck them, all them people. You want to look for amazing experiences? Check this out. DJ Salty Nuts! For the biggest balls of them all.